I was on Facebook and yeah, so Mad Dog wrote an article, not really an article, but he wrote an article about how he despised James Harden, how he thinks he's not a winner, he's poison, and this and that and the third. Listen, teams will never learn their lesson. Okay, James Harden was never number one. He was never good at all. You know, even when he was coming off the bench, I think that was his best statistical year when he was coming off the bench. Okay, he was supposed to start. You know, it was supposed to be It was supposed to be KD, Russell Westbrook, and James Harden, but they needed somebody to come off the bench, right? So they started Robinson over. No, they started Cephalosha over James Harden. When you are a bench player and you've been known that for most part of your life as a professional athlete, it dawns on you, right? Okay, cool. He wanted more minutes. He wanted out. Okay, fine. He went to Houston. I think that's probably the best thing he could have done, you know? But you look what he did in Houston. He didn't really do anything in Houston, you know? I mean, Tracy McGrady did more than he did in one season, or however many seasons he was there, you know? Like, Tracy McGrady had more memorable moments as a Rocket than James Harden did, you know? Now, obviously, both of them didn't really bring a championship to, Houston, but Tracy McGrady won a championship. I mean, Tracy McGrady won a playoff game, right? Remember that when he scored like 13 points in 13 seconds or something like that, you know? I mean, at least he was consistent, at least he was available. James Harden went to Brooklyn, didn't do nothing, you know? I mean, everywhere he goes is like they treat him as a number one option, which he's not, you know? I mean, he's finessing the league. He's getting paid all this money, and he's not producing at all, at all. You know, I mean, James Harden should just go to China if he wants to win the championship. To be honest, or go overseas, Shanghai Sharks if he wants to win a championship, or go to the Big Three, because James Harden right now is never going to win a championship in the NBA. Maybe overseas, if he goes overseas to do a pull and pull a Stephon Marbury, then okay. You know what I'm saying? Or he could go to the Big Three. But that's when his career is done. I don't think his career is done yet. But just go overseas. I think they would love you more overseas than over here. Ask Stephon Marbury. You know what I'm saying? So they'll probably freaking build a statue over there if you win the championship with the Shanghai Sharks. So Mad Dog is right. You know. I mean, any team he goes to is going to be dysfunctional. He's gonna, man. I mean, I don't want to talk down. I don't want to bad talk. I don't want to down talk a player or downgrade a player, but people gotta see through the bull crap, man. James Harden is not that guy. He never was. Even his best years, he wasn't really that guy. You know, but they treat him as a number one because of his skill set. He can't blow by anybody no more because he's getting up there in age. He don't play defense. Like, what does he do well besides creating fouls and shooting threes? You know, I mean, I think if they would have utilized them better in OKC, then he would have probably become a different player. But the fact that, he was on the bench most of his time in OKC, unless, an injury occurred, you know. Um, but other than that, like he wasn't good at all, you know. Hell, even J.R. Smith, when he went to the Knicks, was a better overall player. Like, come on, man. Like, what are we talking about here? You know. But I mean, it is what it is. Teams are going to continue to pay James Harden because they think that he's a number one option. He's not a number one option. He's a fourth best option on the championship team. Now, if he would have gone to Golden State Warriors, he would have probably been the third option on that team, or probably the fourth option on that team. But now they said, you know what? Who do we want? Do we want James Harden? Do we want Chris Paul? Chris Paul is more manageable. He's been around the block. Same thing with James Harden, but he's just not a knucklehead like James Harden is. You know what I'm saying? Like Chris Paul is more a professional than he is a knucklehead. The only knock on him is, he comes up short in big games. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, like teams need to stop this overreaction crap. I mean, you're not gonna get anything out of James Harden. He's just gonna finesse you with money. He's just gonna finesse the team with money, or he's just gonna finesse you out of your money. You're gonna overpay for him because obviously you need that, attraction. I think, because he's so much of a polarizing player or a great player. I won't say polarizing. I'll probably say because he's such a good player or a unique player, then that he's gonna attract a lot of stars. He's gonna attract a lot of superstars. That's the only reason why I think teams sign James Harden. It's because he's gonna attract a lot of stars. Oh, James Harden's over there? Okay, I'm coming over there. I'm coming over there with you because his brand name is so huge. Now that, anywhere he goes, you know, players are gonna follow. You know what I'm saying? Like, players don't want to go to a team by themselves, and there's no superstar. There's no camaraderie over there. You know what I'm saying? So kind of like how James Harden went to Brooklyn with KD and Kyrie, right? So it's the same thing. Like teams need to stop paying for over. Teams need to stop overpaying for James Harden. He's not a number one option. He never will be. Okay, he's not a team. He's not a team. He's not a player that's gonna lead your team to the promised land. That's Giannis. That's Kawhi. That's LeBron James. Not KD. That's Curry. You know what I'm saying? Players like that, yes. But for James, no, no, no. Now he wants to force his way out of Philly. He don't want to play with Del Murray, or he don't want to play for Del Murray anymore. Because Del Murray promised him the bag. He took a pay cut, and he didn't deliver on his promise. But James Harden knew what he was signing up for when he went to Philly. Like, you're right now, James Harden is the third option on that team. Maxey is better than him. Obviously, that's Joel Embiid's team, so he's probably the third option on that team. He don't want to be the third option on that team, and he's not coming off the bench neither, because he's already done that in his OKC days. So, I mean, James Harden's going to have no choice. It's either you go to overseas or you retire. Because teams just need to stop pandering to him. I mean, built through the draft. There's thousands of guards that's better than him that can actually play defense. I'm pretty sure Shaden Sharp is better than him. I'm pretty sure Brandon Miller is better than James Harden. Like teams just need to stop pandering to him, man. It's getting out of control fast. So like, comment, subscribe. Till next time, take care of yourself, each other.